do the same thing and just inhale to the center and exhale, look over your shoulder. Just notice if the range of motion increased a little bit on that side that felt like it was a little stuck. Maybe it did, maybe it didn't. It works for me, even if it's just like a centimeter. And now we're going to drop our right ear to our right shoulder, and we're going to make 5 rotations, circles. It doesn't matter what side we start on because we are going to do both sides. And then after you've gone around 5 times, you'll reverse it and go the opposite direction. Hey, so Falvia, how are you? And then we'll come back to the center. And then we'll drop the left ear to the left shoulder. And we'll do the same thing. We'll make 5 rotations in one direction. And then after 5 rotations, we'll go the opposite direction. Good. And we'll come back to the center, and then we'll drop our right ear to the right shoulder, bring our right hand to our head, and we're going to stretch the opposite arm out. And we're just going to bring that right ear to the right shoulder, but be stretching the left arm out like our fingertips are trying to touch the wall. Just so you can feel that stretch all along your neck. And take 5 breaths here, even inhales and exhales. I'll just let a few more people in. Hi, Tom. And then after 5 breaths, you'll release, inhale back to the center. Just notice how that feels. Then drop the left ear to the left shoulder, put the left hand on the head and stretch out the right arm like the fingertips are trying to touch the wall. And just feel that stretch on the side of the neck. And take 5 breaths here, even inhales and exhales. And when you finish, go ahead and release, come back to center. Maybe just move your head around a little bit, just noticing how that feels. And now we'll just work on the shoulders. So stretch your arms out, palms up, and then place those fingertips on your shoulders. And just have your arms straight out so your elbows are pointing at the wall. And now we're just going to make circles with our elbows. This is working our shoulders. So make 8 rotations in one direction. All that 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then reverse it for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Good. And let's bring our shoulders up to our ears, and we'll just drop them. Bring them up, and we'll drop them. Bring them up again, and we'll drop them. Good. Now, I thought we'd try just a couple new little warm-ups here. So if you can do this, fine. If not, you can just repeat some of the things we just did with the stretches of the neck. But if you are willing, we are going to come into our seated position. So I'm going to get in my folding chair. And I'm going to sit more towards the front of it. And I'm going to open up my feet a little, about a little bit wider than my hips. And I'm going to place my hands on the top of my thighs. I'm going to sit up nice and tall, nice tall spine. And the crown of the head is being lifted as if by a string. And now I'm going to exhale and bend from my hip, and then inhale, come up and open the arms. Hands are going to come back on the thighs. Exhale, hinge from the hip. Inhale, come up and open the arms. Good. Exhale, hinge from the hip, bend forward. Inhale, come up. And we'll do this just a couple more times. Exhaling when you bend forward, inhaling when you come up. 2 more times. Good. And this is the last one. Good. All right, so bring your hands back down. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit of rocking, just rocking from one sit bone to the next, just to kind of get us accustomed to what we're going to do next. Good. And then come back to the center. And we're going to open up our arms. I'm going to put my right hand on my thigh, and then I'm going to bend to the side, and I'm going to look up at my hand. Come back down and do the same thing on the other side. So I'm getting this stretch all along the side body to the intercostal muscles, and I'm looking at my fingertips. And we're just going to move like this, getting a nice stretch in. And just notice how that feels. It should feel really good. We'll do one more on each side. Good. And then just come back to center. Notice how that feels. And now we're going to open our legs up wider. So like if we were in, goddess pose here. So I'm going to open up my arms. You can just watch this time, and I'm going to move my screen over because part of my arm is cut off. And remember, I'm more forward on the chair. I'm going to open up my legs. I'm going to open up my arms like I'm in goddess pose or starfish. And now I'm going to twist to the right. I'm going to try to mirror you here. So I'm going to twist, and I'm going to come up on my ball of my foot, if you can see my back foot, and then open, put the foot back down, and then twist. I'm going to come up on the ball of the back foot, open up, and we're just going to move like this. Open, twist, open, twist, open, twist, open, twist, open, twist, open, and back to center. Good. So this next one is we're going to do kind of some stepping. So it's almost a movement like what you do when you get in and out of your car. Okay. So my feet are going to be, legs are going to be like a railroad track. So inner edges of my feet are in alignment. I'm sitting up on the chair, and I'm going to use my hand as a cue, and I'm going to start on my left side. So I'm going to open, and I'm going to close. Open and close. Open and close. Open and close. Good. So I'm picking the foot up, and it's a little bit of a twist. Good. One more time on each side. And then come back to center. Good. So just sit here and just notice how that feels. And if you liked it, give me a thumbs up. Don't know what you guys think about this. To do a little bit more movement. Okay, good. All right, so let's move into our breathing. So sitting up nice and tall, both feet are planted on the floor, and your eyes can be open or they can be closed. Just become aware of the breath. Notice the coolness of the breath as you inhale and the warmth of the breath as you exhale. Notice if there's any sound to the breath. Is it silent, or is there any wheezing or gasping or hissing in the breath? Just notice without judging. Notice where the breath is. Are you breathing from the upper chest, or are you breathing from the belly? Just notice where your breath is. You can even put one hand on the upper chest and one hand on the belly, and just breathe normally and just see where it's at. Now notice if the breath, if there's any pauses in the breath, or if it is a continuous cycle of inhale and exhale. Is there any roughness to the breath, or is it smooth? And now the most challenging, notice the cadence of your breath. Notice if your inhalation is the same length as your exhalation, or if one of those is a little longer than the other. And again, there's no judgment. You're just becoming aware. Most people are better inhalers. And if you notice that your inhalation is longer than the exhalation, you would want to strive towards evening them out, or actually making that exhalation a little bit longer to help bring some calmness into your system, and also to get rid of any of that carbon dioxide that's in the lungs. Because if we're not, you know, doing a full exhalation, that carbon dioxide stays in the lungs, which is something that we don't want. Okay, so let's move into our pranayama to get us even more prepared for Yoga Nidra. We've done our warm-ups. We checked in with our breath. So let's go ahead and take 3 ujjayi breaths, breathing from the base of the throat, like you're sipping the breath through a straw. If you can, if it doesn't stress you out, see if you can make your inhale and exhale the same length. Next, we'll practice Chandra Bhedna, piercing the moon breath, where we always inhale through the left nostril and exhale through the right nostril. So I'm just a guide, so trust your own breath. And we're going to do this 5 times. So gently close the right nostril, inhale through the left, close the left, exhale through the right, close the right, inhale left, Exhale right. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale left. Exhale right. And now take 3 Ujjayi breaths, breathing from the base of your throat. Really see if you can sense and feel the inhalation hitting the back of your throat, stimulating those nadis, those energy channels in the back of the throat. And next, we'll practice Surya Bedna, piercing the sun breath, where we always inhale through the right nostril and exhale through the left. So again, I'm just a guide, so trust your own breath. So go ahead and close the left nostril, inhale right, close the right, exhale left, inhale right, exhale left, inhale right, exhale left, inhale right, exhale left, inhale right, exhale left. And now we'll conclude with 3 Ujjayi breaths, breathing from the base of your throat. And when you have finished, just take a moment just to check in with the mind. Notice if it's maybe calmed down a little bit, if there's some space between your thoughts. Maybe it's slowed down from when you first came to your practice today. Just check in with it. And if it's still a little bit of a monkey mind, just give yourself permission just to relax for the next 35 minutes or so. Just tell yourself whatever you were doing before, when you're finished, you can get back to, but this next 35 minutes is going to be time for you, time for self-care. And then go ahead and I'll give everyone a minute or so to get to your space for Yoga Nidra, whether that's in a recliner, in a yoga mat, seated. And remember, you may want a light piece of material to put over your eyes or have the lights dimmed and the shades closed. Be sure your head and neck are completely comfortable. And just settle onto your back and get comfortable. Take your shoulder blades down your back. Open up your feet a little wider than your hips. Arms by your side, palms up, and preferably nothing touching your fingertips. Take the shoulder blades down the back and just be sure the head and the neck are completely comfortable. And just settle in and allow the body to open. And now begins the practice of Yoga Nidra. So just become aware of the body resting in this space that it occupies. Set your intention to remain awake during the practice. And you can invite the mind and the body asleep. The part of you that endures will remain awake. And now please guide yourself through 10 slow belly breaths and emphasize the flow being continuous with no pauses, no stops, no breaks in the current of the breath. And that should take about 2 minutes. Inhaling, the belly expands, and as you exhale, the navel moves towards the back body. And if it doesn't cause any stress or anxiety, you can even begin to lengthen your exhalation. And as you shape your breath, you're shaping the mind to rest in equilibrium. Another 30 seconds or so of diaphragmatic belly breathing. Now, please allow the breath to return to an involuntary flow, no longer shaping the breath. Just allow the breath to become effortless. Be aware of the unique qualities of the inhalation and exhalation. Inhaling, repairing, and healing, and exhaling, emptying, and letting go. The intention to allow your breath to find the perfect rhythm for this moment. Now experience that you are not the breather. You are spacious awareness watching the body breathe. And to move even deeper in this practice, have the intention to remember that you are not the doer. You rest in effortless awareness and being of non doing. Now we're going to practice 31 points. So just allow my words to wash over you. Remember, Yoga Nidra is not so much about doing, it's more about being effortless. Bring your awareness to the midbrain and sense a concentration of presence or light. You relax and the presence reveals itself. Throat center, same thing. A concentration of presence or healing light. Right shoulder joint, healing light. Right elbow joint. Relax and sense healing light. There at the right wrist, healing presence, healing light. Tip of the right thumb, point of light. Tip of the right pointer finger, point of light. Tip of the right middle finger. Relax. Tip of the right ring finger, healing light. Tip of the right little finger, point of light. Awareness returns to the center of the right wrist, point of light. Right elbow joint. Be aware of the joint and completely relax. Right shoulder joint, healing light. Throat center, and presence, ease. Awareness moves to the left shoulder joint, point of light. Left elbow joint. See, feel what unfolds as you completely relax. Center of the left wrist, point of light. Tip of the left thumb, point of light. Tip of the left pointer finger, point of light. Tip of the left middle finger. Relax into this space. Tip of the left ring finger. Existence, healing light. Tip of the left little finger. Point of light. Awareness returns to the center of the left wrist. Point of light. Left elbow joint. Point of light. Left shoulder joint. Point of light. Throat center. Point of light. Heart center, deep beneath the breastbone. Point of light. Center of the left chest or breast. Heart center. Center of the right chest. Heart center. Now please see the body as space. Imagine that you were lying on your back on a warm beach, looking up at the night sky. The body is as vast as the night sky. Relax and see those points of light come to life as a constellation of stars from the midbrain to the tips of the fingers. And relax. In this body, become aware of the heart center between the spine and the breastbone, and see or feel a presence here. At the same time, feel the presence in the midbrain. Relax. The presence is there. Just be effortless. And now see or feel a path that links the heart and the midbrain. And be aware of this current between the midbrain and the heart. Be aware of the current between the heart and the right side of the forehead. Feel a presence here. It's a line or path that bridges the two. Right cheek and the heart, sense a link. Right side body and the heart, presence. Right thought and the heart. A silent current that links the two. Right ankle joint and the heart, presence. Left ankle joint and the heart, relax. Left thigh and the heart, presence. The left side body and the heart, relax. Aware of the connection and the subtle force left cheek and the heart, left side of the temple connected to the heart, deep in the midbrain connected to the heart. Now, please be mindful of resting in the heart. Nothing to do, nowhere to go. And each time you exhale, you let go of thought, you let go of desire. And as your nostrils were abiding in the breastbone, the breath moves in and out of the heart. Vital force is received at the heart each time you breathe in, and content like thought, belief, and memory is expelled when you breathe out. Be alert to the pause between your breaths as you continue to abide in the heart center, resting in the heart, complete effortless, link the breath and let go. Please bring your awareness back to your body and take a moment to return to a sense of time and location, to the space that your body occupies. The presence of being at ease and fully aware, and at the same time conscious of the body. Sense yourself being conscious of your body in this time and in this space. Now we're going to begin the exercise of walking back in time. So please go back approximately 30 minutes ago. See or reflect on what you were doing, feeling, and seeing, and also the unique circumstances from the seat of non-reactivity. And then once this has registered, go back 30 minutes earlier and do the same technique. What was I doing? What was I thinking? What was I feeling? And from that place of non-judgment, from the witness, notice what you were doing, thinking, and feeling. And once it's registered, go back 30 minutes earlier. Continue to move backward throughout your day and do your best to remain completely undisturbed and non-reactive. See this from the vantage point of the witness, the one who watches you move through all experiences of life. Go back to the moment right before you woke up today. Do your best to remain completely undisturbed and non reactive. Watch yourself moving through your day. Now, please, wherever you are, be aware of yourself sleeping right before waking up this morning. Be aware of yourself sleeping right before waking up this morning. Be aware of yourself dreaming at some point during the night and recall the dreams you were experiencing. But now see them from the vantage point of the witness. Now, please return to the deep hours of sleep and recall yourself sleeping. Now, finally, remember being awake in the transitional phase before falling asleep. Note the presence of awareness. Please come back, sense the breath in your heart. And as you breathe in, the air goes directly into the heart center as though you were breathing through your nostrils. And as you exhale, it moves out. Throat center, same way. The point between your eyebrows. As you breathe in, the air goes directly into the point between your eyebrows. And as you exhale, it moves out. See, feel, or sense this reactivating. preparing you to end your practice and to move back into life. Begin to bring subtle movements into the toes, the fingers, and the hands. Move your head from side to side. And when you are ready, rub the palms of your hands together and create some heat. You can place the hands over your eyes, and then on your next inhalation, open your eyes and move back into life. The practice of Yoga Nidra for cognition is complete.